Hi, my name is Michaela, and I'm going to talk to you about a professional development training seminar that I proposed to my school district. I'm going to offer this training seminar virtually. It'll fit with everybody's schedule and allow the teachers and admin to be able to pursue this seminar at their own pace. I will be offering this in 3 parts. That way, those that need to take breaks and return to another activity, they can always just return at a later time. Session 1 is going to be an introduction and a benefits. What that means is I want to be able to discuss the basics about Screencast-O-Matic with those that need it, which is where I would get into the introduction. So the tool that I'm proposing that my school district adopts is Screencast-O-Matic. This would allow you to capture, create, and share videos. I think it's important to be able to create videos for students. One of the things that worked really well for me when I was distance learning was to create learning videos. I've noticed lately that students are not as engaged in the lesson, and so I feel that offering videos that are more engaging and short and to the point would allow students to learn the task that they need to learn, and then we would be able to engage in enhancing the lesson individually. This would also allow me to essentially clone myself and other teachers with the class sizes getting very large and dealing with some of the behavioral and social learning challenges that are coming up. I think that this would be the best way for teachers to combat some of the challenges that they're facing. Moving on to session 2 would be the training tool and the financial impact. And the financial impact would be for the admin and the school district, but I think teachers spend a lot of money of their own, and finding tools that are easy to use and financially impactful is going to be really helpful. The training is going to be a walkthrough of the program. I'm going to discuss how they can integrate Google Classroom to keep it cost efficient, or Prezi, like I'm using, to look more professional. I find that the slides on Google Classroom are a little bit different dynamic than what is offered through Prezi, but Prezi does require a purchase of a membership, which may not be effective. So I would offer both options and provide that information to the teachers during the training session. I would use cute bullets and animations during the lessons, and that would be more to show elementary school teachers the benefits of using this type of learning environment for our students. So there are some different memberships that are available, but one of the things that I like about Screencast-O-Matic is that the basic options are free. I can record up to 15 minutes, and I can stop, rewind, and re-record, as I've done here, multiple times. I also can create as many videos as I want. I can record my screen, I can record myself, or I can record both. I think it's important to be able to create learning videos for students that also has a video of the teacher. Once the video has been recorded, the teacher would be able to publish it to YouTube, save the video file directly to the Screencast-O-Matic website, or upload it to the Screencast-O-Matic, or save the video file directly to their laptop or computer. Okay, so I would let the administration know that there are additional options out there for memberships in terms of pricing, but for what is needed in this seminar, I would stick to the basics. The session 3 is going to be where we will discuss assessment and citizenship and ethics. So assessing the viability of this tool, one of the things that I would do is to create a virtual lesson. So I would build in mastery checks into the videos. And what that looks like would be a lesson for students where I tell them at certain points to pause and practice what we have been working on. I also have discussed in previous assignments, creating roadmaps for students to follow. And what that would be a actual printed or virtual paper that students would find tasks that they have to complete prior to moving on to the next part of the activity. Those would be color-coded with a corresponding visual in the classroom that lets the students know where they are on the roadmap. It would also provide the teachers a visual about where each student is to ensure that they are not falling behind. By creating these short videos, students would be able to pause and rewind. I would also encourage the teachers to keep these very short and animated, using as very few text as possible and provide as many illustrations and animations to further engage the students. So there are some concerns in terms of student pacing. So I had already mentioned using the roadmap, but the roadmap itself is only going to serve the students up to a point. The roadmap is also for the teacher to know which students need a little bit of additional assistance. So I would utilize the small group strategies where the students would watch the video in a small group with a peer or with a teacher or a teacher's aide to be able to have that opportunity to pause and interact with the students. This would also free up the students that do not need that, can just watch the video and then move forward. Some of the teachers might be concerned about the time it takes to create a video. And I know that when I was doing distance learning, it was a lot of work because I had to create a lot of drawings and details. But what I found was by leaving out specific dates, I was able to reuse them. So if you can get a video that works very well and is very engaging and clear, then the next year you'd be able to reuse that same lesson for the students. We do have problems with internet access. In my school, for some of our students, we have students who live below the poverty line. So what I like about using Screencast-O-Matic is that if a student is going to be out for any length of time, you can actually save and send the videos to them directly, and they can watch it outside of the classroom. Now, there are some classrooms where students are given the videos at home to watch as a part of their homework, and then they come in and they work on the lesson together. In my demographic, I don't think that that would work. There's not a lot of support at home with some of these students. So I would be more inclined to use a in-class lesson where the students sit down and they watch the videos and then engage with the assignments. This is also a fun way for students to act as the teacher, because once the students realize that they are able to take control of their learning, they too can create these videos and then teach their peers or just demonstrate what they know to the teacher. There are some privacy concerns. I had mentioned before that you are able to upload to YouTube. Some parents don't want their children to upload to YouTube, so it's important that the teacher is engaged with the student and the student's family to know which ones they are not comfortable with uploading it to YouTube, and then that will ensure that the student's privacy is maintained. So I wanted to so I would put logistics under session 3 because that is really going to be the all-encompassing last thing. If you don't remember anything, remember this. And that is when you're creating a lesson or a mini video, to keep it focused on one objective. A lot of times when you've got the undivided attention, it can be easy to jump to multiple different skill sets. But I think that in order to maintain the engagement with the student, it's important to keep it as concise and interactive as possible. I would say, depending on the student's age, 6 to 9 minutes max should be the length of the video. I hope that you enjoyed this. I have some resources here below that I've been able to access for some of the information that I have. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my training seminar proposal, and I hope that you'll be able to go to Screencast-O-Matic and check it out. Maybe this will work for you. Have a great night.